everybody, it's Aaron here, and welcome to the first channel update of 2015. We'll get right into it. I don't know what the gameplay I'm showing you guys is right now, because I haven't recorded that part yet, and it'll be something. I'll put it up there, you can check it out. But that's not really the important part. I have a couple things I need to talk about, and one really big thing, which I'll talk about at the end. But to start, where have I been the last couple weeks? I have been sick, to be quite blunt. I ended up getting sick around Christmas Day, and unfortunately with the treatment that I am receiving, that takes me out of the game for a long time. And so I have spent pretty much this whole time that I've been gone, the last couple weeks, pretty much ill. I'm finally starting to do better, and so I'm going to start getting things rolling again. That's also why that's really the reason why I kind of dropped off the map. And I just really can't do much about it. It's just the unfortunate circumstance that I find myself in. But I was able to avoid anything particularly major, just it takes forever for my system to get booted again. The other thing that I had going on, as I mentioned before Christmas, is I started having hard drive trouble. So unfortunately I had to spend money on getting a new hard drive to replace the one that was failing on me. The good news is I finally got that up and running again, and after a lot of screwing around and messing around, I was able to get all of my data off of the failing drive safely, and so I haven't lost anything, which is good because I had hours of stuff that I had worked on in the past, and like all of my overlays and a lot of the graphics and stuff that I use were all on that hard drive, and the only thing that wasn't on the hard drive was any raw footage that I had. But I was able to get all of that off, so thank goodness for that, because that was going to be a huge pain in the butt, and I would have been very mad because I did not want to have to redo everything again, if only for the sake of trying to maintain some uniformity between my series that I'm running, because it was all on there. But I got that set up. And I suppose that probably leads me into the bigger announcement that I spent some time the last couple months. If you have been following my channel for any amount of time, you've probably heard the story about how things have been kind of rough for me with life lately, and some of the circumstances that I've been dealing with. And after thinking it over for a while, I ultimately decided that I am starting up a Patreon. You can find the links to it below. It's just patreon.com/Mazrith986. What is Patreon? Patreon is basically like a Kickstarter that goes forever. It's a way that you guys can support me if you choose to help me out. And it's basically, I've got mine set up to do like a payment thing on once a month, $1 minimum. There is no maximum. I have no goals set on this. This is entirely an optional thing for you guys. If you really enjoy what I do and you're willing to kick a few dollars my way for doing it, great. Now, there's a couple things I want to talk about with this, because I'm doing things a little differently than a lot of people, than it would probably be considered the mainstream way of doing this, because I don't agree personally with how it's done. I don't hold it against anybody who does it, but I'm not doing it that way. I'm not gating any of my content behind anything. None of my content's going anywhere. Relax. If you are panicking, relax. It's okay. Basically, nothing's going to be changing, essentially. I'm going to continue to put out the content like I do currently, hopefully better, and that's just because I want to get back to where I was putting all of my stuff out when I was putting it out, because that's where I want to be. So, all of that's still going out. Don't worry about it. I'm not going to be putting any videos behind paywalls or nothing. Like, none of that crap. I don't agree with it. I think it's stupid. If you guys want to support me, I want you to support me because you want to. And so this is an entirely optional thing. So yeah, like, I'm not going to be making a special video series that's going to be just for the patrons. I'm not going to be putting any of the video series that I currently have going on behind that wall so that you have to be a patron to watch it or anything. None of that. None of that's happening. Just put that out of your mind. But because of doing that, I'm doing that. I don't really have much going for rewards for the Patreon. But one of the things it does is it'll allow you to. There is some chat stuff and some streaming stuff that will be available to patrons that I will be participating in. It'll give you guys more direct contact with me, basically. Not that comments aren't direct contact, because I read all the comments whether I say anything or not. I do read them, believe me. But one of the things I will be doing is I will be putting up, I may put up polls for stuff, ask for feedback on certain things. I may put up a preview of a series that's coming up. But that does not mean that the series is going to be entirely behind the Patreon, 'cause it's not. As I said, I don't agree with that. But I suppose the biggest reward that I'm going to I use that term loosely, is that I want to try to get going is for patrons would be once a month. I would like to be able to pick a night that works for people and try to play games with patrons specifically. And the game would probably be different every month or whatever. And that's going to take some doing, so I can't guarantee that'll start happening immediately because I'm new to this, and so if there's people that actually do that, we will work on it and we will get it going as best I can. As far as anything else goes, like, even with that, that doesn't mean that I'm going to quit streaming. I want to stream more, actually, and hopefully I will be able to. But that doesn't mean that I'm going to be shutting myself off from just normal subscribers or anything either, because I'm not. I'm more than willing and very interested in trying to do things with you guys when I can through streaming, through the different games and stuff like that. I want to interact with you guys. That's the whole point. And so that's one reason why I want to work on trying to start streaming, which is one of the things I am going to try and work on this year if I can make it work out. And life doesn't always let you get away with what you want to do. So we'll see what happens. I think that's about it. Like I said, you can check out the Patreon below if you want. If you want to donate to that, fantastic. I greatly appreciate it. If you don't, that is more than fine too. It's not changing anything. There is nothing hinging on whether this is considered a successful Patreon, because I think that's silly. I know that there have been people who have started Patreons who didn't achieve their goals or whatever and fell off the planet and pissed off all their viewers and stuff, and I'm not doing that. Like, frankly, screw that stuff. Grow up, quit being a baby. Like, I think that's silly. I plan on continuing on as I will, and like I said, if you guys want to support me on that, great. If you don't, that's fine. It really is. Like, don't worry about it. I am not at all concerned. But I wanted to put that option out there, and it took me a lot of time to really sit and think about and decide what to do. And I decided ultimately I was just going to throw caution to the wind with it and set one up anyway. And if something comes of it, great. And if nothing comes of it, great. But it's there. So if you want to check that out, check it out. I greatly appreciate your time. I think that's going to do it for this update. I do have... Here's a preview for everybody. I do have something special coming up for you guys that I'm really excited about, but I am totally not telling you what it is right now. So you're just going to have to deal with that. But get excited. And hopefully I'll be having that come up here in the next couple weeks. I have to get some stuff set up, some new equipment set up, and that'll probably take way more effort than I want it to, because that's how life likes to kick me. So, oh, and one last announcement, and I'll be putting a video up again tomorrow about this. I do plan on starting that Pokemon Red EMU stream this coming Monday, so that would be the 12th at 8 p.m. Mountain Time on my Twitch. I do plan on doing that, so check that out if you are interested in watching that. I would like to get as many viewers as I can, just because I plan on running polls during that to get input on what the team will be and stuff like that. So that will be starting finally, because I'm finally feeling well again and can actually do it. So stay tuned to that. I'll put a video up again tomorrow to try and remind people, and hopefully people will show up for that Monday. As far as my normal videos go, hopefully those will be starting up again Monday as well. This next episode of Digimobs is going to be a little different than normal. because I'm setting up for a bigger video for that for the following week. So that one will be a little bit different, but otherwise, hopefully, I'll be able to get everything going for you guys. I think that's going to do it for me. Take care of yourselves, and I will see you guys around starting on Monday, probably. So take care, everybody. Bye-bye.